I'm Roger.
And I'm Adam.
And today on RC Street Shop's Product of the Week, I'm not wearing any pants.
Alright, so now that you've got some pants on, we can continue the show.
Today on the show, we're talking about the Parkzone T-28 Trojan. Now, this is a great little trainer plane. This is a part of the UMX series from Horizon Hobby.
UMX series?
The UMX are the small planes.
Okay.
So as you were mentioning before, or you mentioned to me before that they make a much bigger version of this.
Yes.
That's the regular Trojan. This is what they refer to as the UMX. And this UMX version is a lot of the planes.
Gotcha.
And the UMX planes, they all kind of share a few features. Most of them are bind and fly, and a lot of them have a little gyro built into them. So that little gyro allows the plane, it makes the plane feel like a bigger plane when you're flying it.
Okay.
So the little planes get blown around by the wind a lot more, as we know.
Yep.
So what the gyro does is the gyro kind of stabilizes the plane, so if the wind blows on it a little bit, it compensates on its own to make the plane fly a little bit more stable.
All right.
And that's something that all the UMX planes from Horizon share.
Okay, so let's see. Before we get too far into this, last time we talked planes, we talked the Champ,
right,
which we consider is like our go-to entry-level plane. Your next step up would be something along this lines, and we'll get into it in a minute.
Right.
What is this bad boy running normally, and what is in the box?
In the box, since this is a standard bind and fly, this has a charger, battery, AA's, everything you need to fly it except for the radio. Something we haven't mentioned before, and we may have mentioned before, I'm not sure, but there's a couple different bind and flies. This is referred to as a bind and fly, and this is what they're referred to as a bind and fly basic. Bind and fly basics only come with a battery.
Okay.
Don't come with anything else, but those are usually the more advanced planes. A plane like the Trojan is going to be a standard bind and fly, which has everything you need to fly except for a radio.
Okay. So now you mentioned there's no radio, so that's sort of where we're now getting into. All right, if you've flown your Champ, you like it, you've been breaking it, replacing parts, and you're ready to move up. Odds are you're ready for a more decent controller. But if they're on a budget, can they use the controller that comes with the Champ with this?
Yes, the Champ controller will bind to this.
Yeah, we double checked before we shot.
Right. So like Adam said, this is a great plane to move up from the Champ. So if you're good at flying your Champ and you're not crashing it anymore, the Trojan introduces a couple extra control surfaces, which is the flaps on the wings. That allows the plane to bank and rotate. So that is, so your Champ, when it turns kind of gently from the back. This you can bank and then pull up and do tight turns. Yeah. That's a whole new set of controls you've got to worry about.
Yeah.
So this plane is a good trainer. It's a good low-speed plane. It's not super powerful, and it's durable, and it has everything you're looking for in a plane that's going to teach you how to do banks and rolls and things like that.
So let's say, for example, folks are, I broke my controller, or I just don't like the controller I got with my Champ and I want something better. What is normally happening with the bind and fly? What do we normally recommend?
Usually,
this is a 6-channel plane.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This, if you want to upgrade a radio, the new DXE from Horizon,
the
DXE is a new radio from Horizon. It's a great budget radio. It's a 6-channel. It gives you a lot of the features of the DX6, but you've got to access them through a computer. You can't do it on the fly or in a field. But if you're on a budget, these radios run $60 roughly. So it's a great radio to start with. And if you
want to know, we do want to re-emphasize, that's good if you're real computer savvy and you don't mind interfacing with your computer to bind it and program it and do all those things with it. But generally, sort of a good entry-level investment in a decent controller. This is more
DX6.
what you're recommending.
I would recommend starting with a DX6 because you figure it this way: a radio is always an investment, whether it be a car, plane, boat, whatever a remote control thing is. Invest in a good radio because it will last you a long time, and B, it will grow with you. Yeah. So if if you're at the point where you've already had a Champ for a little while and you like flying enough to know that you wouldn't want to try out the Trojan or whichever plane is next, invest in a good radio because now you're beyond the plane. With the Champ, you're kind of like, well, I don't know if I'm going to like to fly or not. So having a cheap radio is not going to hurt you at all. But moving forward, get a good radio because you already know you like flying. I have to buy a second plane.
Yeah.
Invest in the better radio. That way, when you go to get your third, fourth, and fifth plane, you can use them on that DX6.
And you've kind of gotten the feel for that control.
Right,
and
right. And another thing, just real quick, a lot of you know this already, but for those of you who don't, the bind and fly is a trademarked thing from Horizon Hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So any of the bind and fly planes, you have to use a Spektrum radio.
Okay, I was just about to ask about that comes with Spektrum compatible stuff, essentially.
The Hobbyco planes, they have their own version of bind and fly, but they don't call it bind and fly because bind and fly is a trademarked name from Horizon. So whether it be Blade, Parkzone, whatever company it be, if it's a Horizon product, you have to use a Spektrum radio. You can't go and get a Futaba and try and bind it up because it's not going to work.
Okay. Do want to point out, apparently in my notes here, this is technically a 4-channel plane, apparently?
Yes.
Okay, 4-channel control. Do also want to point out, it does have the feature, apparently the front landing gear will turn. So yeah, and is also removable. So if you want to have these without landing gear, you can take those off. Right.
It's a nice feature of the Trojan. It's a good belly. They call them belly landers. So if you don't have a concrete surface or a hard surface to land on,
so i.e. the park on the grass is okay.
Right. You can't land a plane with landing gears.
Gotcha.
On the grass, it's just going to tumble when it hits. So what you want to do is you just kind of want to slowly come down and land on its belly. Also, this is a great plane to hand launch with too. So you can just pick it, throttle it up, and throw it. That way, if you don't have a landing strip to fly out.
All right. Some facts and figures. Looks like it's 16-inch wingspan, about 13.5 inches nose to tail, 3.7 volt, 120 milliamp battery, 1S LiPo. You get about 6 minutes of flight time.
Roughly. And this plane uses the 1S LiPo that's really common to most of the bind and flies.
Yeah.
Like your Champ battery work with it. So let's say that's another nice thing about upgrading this from the Champ is if you already have a Champ and you've got 3 or 4 batteries, when you go to this plane, all your batteries are going to cross over.
Carries over.
Another fantastic feature.
Yeah, so yeah, like I said, $110, not bad once you've really mastered flying the basic stuff.
Right.
Let's see, if folks do want to come in and talk to us about planes, how can they do that? Where can they do that?
What? RC Street Shop, 5521 East Spring Street, Long Beach, California. And I promise when you come in, I'll be wearing pants.
We're going to make sure that that's happening. Trust me. If folks cannot come here because they are afraid of you not wearing your pants, there's some way they can just pick up the phone and call us.
Yes, and don't do a video chat in that respect. Yes, our phone number is 562-425-9000.
And again, still, if you're just terrified of the notion of interacting with Roger with no pants, you can just go ahead and email us at info@rcstreetshop.com. I promise you, we always wear our pants when answering emails.
We do, and if we're not, we're wearing boxers, so it's just like seeing somebody in shorts.
All right, we're also on social media, RC Street Shop, all one word, on Twitter. Twitter is the place to go if you want to see us tweet. That's the place to do it. Also on Facebook, RC Street Shop there as well. Like the page, keep up on our new content and news, and when we see something interesting, we try and share on those forums or arenas. Also, we of course, got the YouTube video thing going on. So, hey, we know you like to like things and press buttons and subscribe. So, do all of that. Like this video, but more importantly, subscribe! Hit the subscribe button. You will feel better about having done it. Every time you do, an angel gets its wings.
And Roger will put his pants on.
And Roger will leave his pants on. So please hit the subscribe button. That'll do it for our video this week. We'll see you next week, folks. Bye.